Hello everybody, happy day to you. There we go. Hi guys, welcome in. I hope you guys are doing well. Also, I hope you can hear me well enough. I am not at home. I am currently in San Juan, Puerto Rico, which is on the opposite side of the island from where I normally live. I am currently on a nice little vacation with my parents. My parents came down to visit, and so we're hanging out here in San Juan, having a really nice time. And so that's why I'm not in the normal space that I usually am in. And we're staying in a resort right on the beach, and I have the doors open here. So I'm gonna need the people who are here in the live stream with me right now. I need you to let me know if you can hear me well enough. I don't have my microphone. I meant to bring it, had it all packed up or had it all ready to go, but ultimately I forgot to put it in my bag. So I hope you guys can hear me well enough. Those of you who are here, just let me know if the ocean is too much, because I do have the door open here. So if that gets too much, just let me know and I'll close the door. Okay, excellent. So keep that in mind for the future, yeah? If at any moment it gets too loud, please just let me know and I will close the door. But it's good to see you guys. It's good to be here with you. I woke up this morning feeling inspired. Hey, you woman, you. I woke up this morning feeling inspired to do a check-in, a Divine Feminine reading. The last live stream that I did here on Instagram, it was just a random channeled message, and it turned out to be a great deal. Okay, what I'm hearing is partially a twin flame reading. Of course, it doesn't have to necessarily resonate for you in terms of the twin flame journey. It could resonate for you at any moment, or in any really way that it does work for you in your life. And it was mainly a divine masculine message. So today I woke up feeling inspired to do another reading for the twin flames, but this time we're going to focus on the energies of the divine feminine. I don't really have any downloads or anything like that. I don't usually work that way when it comes to, doing readings and bringing messages to the collective. I just feel inspired to do it, and so then I sit down when the moment is right and I do the reading and just let the message come out, whatever it's meant to be. So we're going to look at the energies of the divine feminine here, okay? Now, first and foremost, keep in mind that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is also a timeless reading. This does not have any specific dates associated with it. This does not have to resonate for you during a specific time frame, okay? So whenever you're guided to watch this reading, whenever you come across it and it resonates for you, then that's the message for you at that time. If you are tuning in here on Instagram, then you are potentially catching me live. But understand also, guys, that this is going to be another session that I'm going to upload to YouTube as well. So if you are checking us out here on YouTube, then this is not live. But that's okay. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined and haven't done so already. Okay. So we're gonna pull some energies for the divine feminine here. I am specifically going into the situation with intentions of channeling for the twin flame collective. But of course, even if you aren't on the twin flame journey or don't believe you're on the twin flame journey, you may not find yourself. I just feel like somebody here that could be watching this, whether you're here during the live session or whether you're watching it after the fact on YouTube, or even here on Instagram, because it's going to stay up here on Instagram. I feel like somebody here may be drawn to this reading, drawn to this message, but you don't necessarily resonate with the twin flame journey. And I'm kind of getting this feeling like for whomever this person or these people are, you're kind of saying to yourself, egoically speaking at least, you're kind of saying to yourself, why am I even watching this right now? I don't have a twin flame, or I'm not on a twin flame journey, blah, blah, blah. But there's something in this message that is meant for you to hear. You don't have to resonate with the twin flame journey in order for this reading or for the messages in this reading to resonate for you, okay? All right. But with that said, we're going to get into the energies of the divine feminine. And really what I want to look at here is what's going on for the divine feminine right now. We looked at the divine masculine. I do feel like, well, in that last reading where we spoke to the divine masculine energy. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. There was a feeling, there was an energy of the masculine doing the work in order to get into alignment here, doing it, and the title of that turned out to be the masculine is doing the heavy lifting. I feel like there is a great deal of mirroring going on between the masculine and the feminine at this time. You may be, and actually it does kind of feel like it's a bit of a resurgence of the energy, you guys. I know for myself, for a fact, and I find myself on the feminine side of the situation, I know for me, I've been getting triggered a lot, but not necessarily triggered in like, oh my God, like I'm an emotional wreck. I've been getting triggered to think about the connection, the person even. It doesn't mean that I'm like stalking the person or like, you know, checking up on them again, but I have noticed that there have been lots of instances lately in which something will happen, or I'll see something or experience something in my physical existence, and it will trigger a memory and a thought process of that person and of this twin flame journey. And the main thing that I'm feeling right now for the divine feminine here is that I just heard your ego has been set aside, or is being set aside. And there is a level of being able to understand certain elements about the situation, about the dynamic between you and this person, and also being more willing and able to be accepting of the reality of the situation. I do feel like partially because the masculine is going through their own mirrored aspect of this, but also because I feel like we've come far enough on our personal union journeys, like the journey of us coming into a level of union with ourselves. We've gone through enough of healing, and we've gotten to a sufficient point to which we are able to look at a lot of the situations and the circumstances surrounding this cycle or this journey or this connection from much different eyes, from much fresher eyes, from wiser eyes is definitely what I'm hearing. There is a feeling here, divine feminine, of being willing to accept your own flaws in the situation. If you remember back in the day when I was reading for the Twin Flame Collective regularly, there was a lot of what seemed to be bashing of the masculine, you know. And I definitely portrayed a lot of that as well, even though it wasn't really my intention. But that was kind of part of the journey, part of the process. I do feel like for the collective now, it's less about bashing each other, and it's more about coming to terms with certain things. And this makes perfect sense, because if you're on this journey, and yes, okay, technically, ultimately, there is a possibility that you will come into alignment with the masculine, your masculine counterpart later on down the road. But in order to do that, you have got to be able to come into union with yourself. And coming into union with yourself does require facing a lot of the hard facts, facing a lot of the tougher elements of the situation, facing your own personal truth. Because remember, guys, and this is something that I say all the time, a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic, friendship, family, whatnot, whatever, all relationships are a two-way street, okay? There are always either two or more people involved, and all parties must be able to go through the process of giving and taking, be in that flow of give and take, okay? It's never one-sided. No matter what the situation actually is, no matter how it may look for you, nothing is ever one-sided when it comes to your relationships with another person, okay? So it's really, I feel like maybe it's just the feminine as a whole, or maybe it's just our collective here. I feel like the feminine right now is in a much more mature place and is able to look at the situation from fresh, brighter, newer, more truthful eyes and face the self, okay, in terms of what it is that has transpired between you and the masculine and the divine masculine, those situations, those circumstances, looking at them from an honest and objective place of being able to take your own responsibility in terms of it, okay? So that's good. That's really good. It's definitely a step up. There's definitely a level of humbleness involved here that I'm feeling. There's a level of maturity, wisdom. Hello, guys. Hi. Welcome in. Hi, Lisi. Hi, Bohemian Bunny. Consciousness empowerment. Ashley B, you pulled the Law of Polarity in the Unicorn deck a couple of days ago. Yep. Hello, Akasha. Lexi Boo. Harris, Brina, and you woman, you. Hi, guys. Yeah, absolutely. It's not about who is the bad guy or who was wrong at this point. Exactly. Now, with that said, you guys, I am feeling a twinge of the masculine still kind of being in a little bit of a resentful place. But we'll say he because we're talking about the energies here, but understand that the masculine could be a woman. The masculine energy could be embodied within a woman. The feminine energy could be embodied within a man, like myself, okay? So just take it as it resonates. Don't worry about the genders here. We're not talking genders, we're talking energy, all right? But I definitely feel a strong level of mirroring. And I feel like part of the mirroring that's happening right now is on a strong level. All the music messages are getting is that he's salty. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's kind of the energy that I'm picking up from the masculine. But I feel like the mirroring is so intense right now and is so able to be perceived right now because there is a level of the masculine accepting parts of this journey, okay? I do feel like, and again, maybe it's the greater, twin flame collective as a whole, or maybe it's just our little community here. But I definitely feel like there is a level of the masculine being able to say to him or herself, look, this really is a thing, or I really do love this person, or I'm seeing how this person and I match and mirror each other in ways that are like just really uncanny. And coming from the masculine perspective of very strongly, dominantly three-dimensional and physically oriented, the fact that the synchronicities are getting to them and they're starting to accept it is a big thing, you guys. But then conversely, on the other side, on the feminine side, you may be experiencing a ramp up in synchronicities. You, like myself, may be experiencing moments in which something minor, minuscule, may be triggering your thought process of them, where for the longest time you didn't think of them at all. And I'm not saying you're trying to think of them. I'm also not saying you're necessarily trying to avoid thinking about them. But there are just, I know for myself, there have been things that have been going on that are just like run-of-the-mill, everyday things, and all of a sudden it triggers a memory or a thought of this person, and then I'm going back into the journey. But when I'm going back into the journey intellectually and conceptually, I'm thinking about it from a different point of view, and at this point I am able to really take more responsibility. Okay? So this mirroring is happening right now because there is movement. There is definitely movement going on, you guys, okay? Salty about beta males? Ooh. Yikes. Okay, guys. Cool. So, with all of that said, I feel like that's enough. I've said what needed to be said there preliminarily. So let's get a look at the Divine Feminine. Let's look at where the Divine Feminine is and see if we can get some messages. I may actually have to end up closing this door because it's pretty windy and this is going to blow the cards all over the place. So actually, that really is a good idea. Hold on. Okay. Unfortunately, no more ocean sounds. And actually, hold on. Let me turn on the air really quick. I'll be right back. I was actually planning on doing this outside. I wanted to sit outside with the view of the ocean behind me, but it's too windy, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, and I don't like air conditioning, you guys. I turn the air conditioning off, and I'd rather leave the door open so that all the fresh air comes in. But when I do run the air conditioner, it's usually not below 75 degrees, because what would that make me? I run hot. I get cold easily. What's that? Warm-blooded? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, sorry guys, tangent. Let's get back to the reading here for the Divine Feminine. So show us what's going on with the Divine Feminine. Where's the Divine Feminine right now? And let's get some messages, please, Spirit, and some guidance for the Divine Feminine. Last shuffle. What's last shuffle? Oh, wait, hold on. They want to show me something. Ooh, look at what's here. Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles energy is actually very important for the Divine Feminine, because when the Divine Feminine really stepped into her power and really took her power back and absolutely walked away from the masculine, she was standing in her Queen of Pentacles energy. It was a light bulb moment. It was an aha moment. It was that moment where the Divine Feminine really started to understand her value, understand her worth, which she may have been in the process, or you may have been in the process of coming to terms with that for some time. You know, it was an ongoing lesson, but I do feel like there was a breaking point. There was a moment where it all clicked, and she started to recognize how she was being taken advantage of, how she was depleting herself, how she was allowing herself to be taken advantage of. And so that's when she pulled her energy back. She disconnected from the masculine. She stopped. And this is all willing, okay? It's not like the universe came in and created a tower moment or pulled you guys away from each other, or the masculine was running from you. And the masculine was still probably running at that time, but this feels like it was very much a conscious effort to say, I'm pulling back. I'm pulling my energy back because I know what I'm worth, and this is not serving that. Okay. This was the moment where she willfully and willingly stopped feeding energy in towards the masculine, you know, to try and help him and blah, 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 and whoop-de-whoop, and like sending love and holding space and blah, blah, blah. Not to say that any of that is bad, but when it was happening at the time, it was toxic. It wasn't balanced. It wasn't harmonious. It wasn't really helping anything. It was actually only helping to enable the situation as it was, to keep the situation as it was. It wasn't actually helping change anything. It was only feeding more fuel into the fire of what was the current situation. And so when the Divine Feminine settled into this Queen of Pentacles energy and took her power back and stopped feeding power into that old dynamic, that's when the situation, the energy that was in it, was able to be depleted over time. And then as time further went on, the absence of the feminine in the dynamic in that way helped to create space for healing, for change, for the masculine to go through his things so that he could learn the lessons for himself, for the feminine to go through more of her things so she could learn more lessons for herself. So it very much is a direct relation, or very much a direct result. This situation is moving forward slowly but surely as a direct result of the fact of the feminine holding back her energy and taking her power back, okay? Now, understand, Divine Feminine, you are not the only one that is carrying this journey, okay? It's not all about you. I don't mean to say that in an offensive way. It's just not. You know, there are two of us here. This is a two-way street, okay? The masculine has his proper place. The feminine has her proper place. But the feminine can often come across or be seen as a guide or a teacher in terms of this journey, maybe at least in the very beginning, because it ultimately is a spiritual journey. And the feminine is the master of spirituality in terms of the dynamic, is more, or at least if you don't consider yourself a master, you are more spiritually inclined, whereas the masculine is the master of the physical reality, or he's more physically inclined, you know, but then the two of you coming together creates a greater whole. All right. So I say all that to say, I put that disclaimer in here because it does feel like with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here, this Knight of Pentacles does also, I heard it speaks for the masculine energy currently or right now, because there is movement being made towards the feminine, who is the Queen of Pentacles here. But also this is saying to me that the movement is happening, the step-by-step, slow and steady process, not skipping not cutting corners, not skipping anything, you know, doing the whole and complete work is happening now, or is able to be underway, because the feminine is holding her sense of worth, okay, and value, and is not allowing herself to be used and abused anymore. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. One last shuffle here, and then we'll get, come on now. One last shuffle. Wow. They don't want to be shuffled anymore. For the Divine Feminine. Energies for the Divine Feminine, please. Last shuffle. Why is this not working? One last time. Energies for the... There we go. Okay, great. Excellent. All right, let's get into this message for the Divine Feminine. Looky here. The Queen of Pentacles is still at the bottom of the deck, you guys. Okay, so that's a big part of this situation right now, okay? Self-worth. Now, I understand this is a reading for the Divine Feminine, but also I am picking up on the fact that the masculine here, the masculine is kind of in this energy here. I definitely feel like there is a level of, there is certain mirroring going on in terms of the masculine where he is learning about self-worth. He could be either learning that through other people, like say, he's finding himself in situations in which other people are standing their ground, maybe in very similar ways as the feminine has. Okay. And he's learning about this strength in boundaries and self-worth and all that through other people, holding their boundaries towards him, which ultimately is pushing him inward, or he's in the part of the process right now where he's the one that needs to be holding his boundaries and knowing his self-worth and understanding what is right for him to be giving into and what isn't. Okay. All right. I really don't want to be talking about the masculine energy here in this situation, because we already did a whole reading for the masculine. This is about the feminine, but of course he's going to slip in there. Okay. Anyway, let's go. What's going on for the feminine? Where is the Divine Feminine right now, please? First card out, Divine Feminine, is the Nine of Cups. Look at that. Look at that. This is very good. You found a happy place. You have found, or you are finding, contentment. Now understand, this has nothing to do with your physical situation, okay? Your physical life may be in shambles right now. Or, you know, you may be going through some sort of financial difficulties or whatnot, whatever. This Nine of Cups doesn't have anything to do with your physical circumstances right now. It has everything to do with your inner state of being. Okay, so Divine Feminine, I feel like part of what you're going through right now is a time period of learning how to feel happy and content in your life, regardless of the physical circumstances, okay? I do feel like you've been able to achieve a great deal of this, okay, which is really good. I do feel like even though the Nine of Cups does feel like a little bit of a lesson here for you, again, learning to find contentment in your life, regardless of the physical circumstances, I do feel like you have been able to find a level of this energy already, okay? Which I feel like is making it kind of familiar to you, which is then making it easier for you to cultivate more of that awareness, okay? Next card you have, Divine Feminine, is the Fool. Ready to take a leap of faith, ready to jump, ready to start anew, ready to let this... ready to let this situation back in. I mean, shit, y'all. For those of you that have been watching me, following me for a long time, y'all know that I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm not doing this twin flame reading shit any longer. And I stopped doing the readings. And then I woke up this morning, feeling inspired to do a reading for the Divine Feminine to, like, you know, complete the cycle and everything like that. And I find myself in a place where it's like, oh, well, I guess I'm doing twin flame readings again. Excellent. I'm glad you, woman, you. And the thing about it is, you guys, I'm okay with that. And you know why? You know why I'm really okay with it. I'm okay with it because I'm starting to get to a more mature place with it. It's not like I'm sitting here like pining for this person, wishing he would come back. Like, I'm okay, really. Like, we haven't seen or spoken to each other in years. I'm okay with that. And I'm not rushing to see or speak to him, even if we do. Like, I'm not looking for it. But in terms of the energies, yeah, hold on. Not right now, thank you. Hold on. Sorry, hold on a second. Oh, shoot, that's fine. Hi. Oh, thank you so much. Ooh-wee. I'm actually glad that I answered to the door, because that was some dry cleaning I had done. Okay, anyway, as I've been sitting with this energy, it has been sneaking in. It's crazy. It's totally been sneaking in, but I'm okay with it. In the past, especially when I was really in the middle of healing, like when it would, like anytime it would come up, I'd be like, ah, no, get that away from me. Ah. But now it's like, okay, that's still there, huh? This could absolutely be about new DMs, Divine Masculines, Mama Piplub. I am a firm believer that this is an energy. It's not specifically tied to any one person. I feel like if the individual themselves is willing to stand up and step into this energy and take on this mission and do this work, I feel like pretty much anybody could be eligible for it. Okay. Also, I do kind of feel like in some cases we were dealing with individuals that were maybe false twin flames, shadow twins, whatever you want to call it, but they were a very necessary part of the situation. Now, for me personally, when I'm re-triggering in this energy, or when this energy comes up, it's still about the same person. I will say that. It is still about the same person. And maybe that's just a frame of reference, but ultimately, as I think about it more and more, I still feel like it's that same person. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. So what the Fool is talking about here for you, Divine Feminine, was she really? You know, I haven't been watching Amanda Ellis in a very, very long time. I think I stopped watching her before I even moved to Puerto Rico. That's very interesting. Okay, let's get back to this. The Fool, what the Fool is saying here, Divine Feminine, is literally, it feels like you're ready to take a leap of faith back into the connection. Again, it's not like you're rushing into it. I feel like you're being very cautious. You're much wiser now. You're much more aware of the dynamics of this situation. You're much more aware of what this truly is. I don't feel like, what I want to say is, I really don't feel like you're chomping at the bit to really be associated with this person again, but it's not a big deal. It's okay. And then, okay. And then we have the last card for you, Divine Feminine, is the Ten of Wands. So what I'm getting for this Ten of Wands energy, Divine Feminine, is, and this is actually part of the new start that I feel like, or the new energies of wanting to jump back into this situation here for you, or being willing to step back into it, to take on more responsibility, to focus on it. This Ten of Wands feels like the burdens that you've been carrying, the baggage that you've carried in terms of this connection. And like I said, it's like we're stepping back into it. We're starting a new cycle, a new leap. We're taking a new leap in terms of this situation. And with that, Divine Feminine, I feel like you are focused on the situation with fresh eyes, with brighter eyes, with wiser eyes. And you're really taking a moment, taking the time to focus on the burdens, focus on the baggage that you have been carrying. Now, for some of us here, and maybe this is just a general energy, but what I'm feeling with this is, with this Ten of Wands energy, this is very similar to what I was just saying. Like when I get triggered, or when I'm triggered to think about this situation again, it's always that person that I was working with, that I was interacting with, I guess you could say, at that time. But of course it would be, technically or logically speaking, of course it would be that person that I'm thinking of, because that's who this situation really involved. Okay. He was the symbol of the masculine at that time that was helping me go through the situation in terms of what I was experiencing, what I needed from it. So, okay, you absolutely could be facing the reality of what transpired in the past and the baggage you've been carrying about it. And of course, you're facing it through the realm of having dealt with that individual. But that doesn't mean that that individual is the individual that's going to be coming back or is going to be coming into your life to represent the divine masculine counterpart, okay? I don't proclaim to be an expert here, all right? I mean, I'm on the journey just as much as you guys. And yes, of course, I've done research and everything like that, but I can't honestly, truly say I have any one answer or all of the answers. And I believe that everything is infinite and anything is possible. So quite frankly, it could be an entirely new person that comes into your life to step up or accept this bond, okay? But none of that is really important. What's happening right now is because you are in this, you have been able to find, or you are cultivating and finding this sense of peace and tranquility within yourself, 9 of Cups, that is allowing you to step into the situation again, but to step into it with fresh and open eyes, or more open eyes, fresh eyes, from a higher perspective, from a much wiser perspective, from a much more mature perspective. And that's allowing you to handle the baggage that you have been carrying about this all along, okay? And this definitely feels like energies of things that were toxic, that you were expressing in the past, that you weren't willing to look at and see that way because you weren't ready to face that part of yourself. That's what you're facing now, okay? You guys. The overall energy here, the overall energy is the 2 of Cups, you guys. Stop it. Look at that shit. I love it. The energy is of the 2 of Cups. I definitely feel that there's a strong level of mirroring going on. I mean, there's always mirroring, okay? But there is a strong level of the mirroring dynamic really being felt right now, perceived right now in a new and different way. And that's because I feel like both sides of the equation, both masculine and feminine, are accepting things. And I feel like, again, this is supposed to be a reading for the divine feminine, but whatever. I feel like this is happening. The mirroring has gotten so much stronger because the masculine is starting to accept parts of the situation. He may not necessarily be ready to accept his true role in the situation and really take a good hard look at himself, maybe the way the feminine is, but spiritually and or energetically speaking, the feminine has always kind of been in the lead in terms of this, or has always been a bit ahead of the masculine here. So it makes sense that while the feminine is ready and able to accept things about herself in the situation to further her own healing and her own union with self, the masculine is directly also mirroring that by being willing and able to accept the reality of this situation altogether. Okay? I love that, you guys. This is really beautiful. Okay. Yeah, the twins are coming together. Look, the 2 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World. Wow. The Ace of Wands, the Hanged Man. There's definitely been a sufficient level of work and understanding and change of perspective that has... the sip, yes. That has been a direct... And this has been a direct result of the change in perspective that has been happening over time, okay? All right, Divine Feminine, let's talk about the 10 of Wands here. I want to talk about this baggage for you. So what it is you're facing at this time. Clarify the 10 of Wands. Woo, woo, woo. Yes. Yes. Look at this, y'all. Look, okay, look, this is absolutely confirming what I was just saying. The 10 of Wands is clarified by the Empress, there you are, Divine Feminine, and the 8 of Pentacles so far. So what this is saying to me right here, right now, Divine Feminine, is that you are accepting responsibility. You are accepting your role as a guide, as a leader, as a teacher, I'm hearing. But you are accepting your place, your space in this situation, and you are doing the work necessary to take that space. Not to say that you haven't always been doing the work on some level. And I'll go ahead and say, on behalf of the masculine, even though we were over here kikiing, clucking, chicken necking back and forth, talking about masculine did this and masculine did that, and he ain't trying to do that, and he ain't trying to do right. And that doesn't mean he wasn't going through his own process, his own journey. Okay, I want to make that very clear. So the confirmation, this is not to say, and please don't take offense to this, Divine Feminine, but you are doing more of the work to show up as more of yourself, to show up as this real Divine Feminine energy, this Empress energy, okay? Again, not that you haven't been doing the work all along. This is just confirmation that with this Ten of Wands energy, you are facing another level of baggage involved with this situation, accepting the role here. I do feel like there is an energy in this Divine Feminine of you being more accepting of this situation, maybe even more accepting of this situation than you were in the very, very, very beginning. When shit first popped off between the two of you, you were very accepting of it then, yeah, sure. But then real, true separation hit. And what I mean by real, true separation, I mean like you being like, no, fuck this. I want nothing to do with this person. I'm getting my ass out of here and I'm going to go heal. Then that separation moment happened and we were all like, no, fuck this. I don't even want to know that person exists anymore. Of course, you couldn't do that. But now we're circling back and there's a greater level of acceptance that I'm feeling here. And with that greater level of acceptance comes a greater level of responsibility. Divine Feminine, I feel like at this moment, at this time, you are accepting more responsibility. I feel like you're taking this situation way more seriously now. I don't know how to describe it other than, yes, maybe you took it seriously in the past, but that was from a very immature or adolescent space. The level of commitment and responsibility for this path, for this journey that you're taking now is from a much more level-headed, yes, and mature mind space, okay? All right, continue. Ten of Wands here. What else for this Ten of Wands? Anything else for the Ten of Wands for the Divine Feminine? Nope. Overall, you guys. Overall energy here, clarifying this Ten of Wands, is the Hermit. There you go. Looking within, taking responsibility for yourself, taking ownership of yourself and your actions, taking ownership of your place in this situation. I definitely feel like, and I will go ahead and put myself out there, I am guilty of this, but I definitely feel like there has been an energy in the past of trying to renounce this situation. Is that the right word for it? Deny, we'll say. Deny this situation in a pretty extreme ways, I'm hearing, but maybe a very similar way as to the way that the masculine did it in the past, He was like, you're like, well, shit, if you're going to sit here and deny this situation, I'm definitely going to deny this situation. You know what I mean? But not anymore. And again, though, I don't feel like you're in this place, Divine Feminine, in terms of like chomping at the bit again to get back with that Divine Masculine. I don't feel like you're in a rush here. I feel like you're very content on your own. Again, even though your physical circumstances may not be ideal, may even be a shit show, internally, I feel like you're in a place right now of contentment and happiness and or cultivating that. I don't know where I was going with that anymore. I lost that train of thought. Oh, so you're not, I don't feel like, and obviously you are aware of the fact that yes, this person could eventually be coming back into your life at some point. But I also feel like you're not so afraid of that. You're not so adverse to that anymore. I don't even think, it doesn't even really feel like you care about that all too much. I feel like you are more, what's more important to you is being a way shower, showing light, shining your light, just being yourself, being in union with yourself, okay? Going within and understanding who you are intrinsically. Because I feel like this is coming from an understanding that regardless as to whether or not you are with your true twin flame, you are still worthy of having a loving relationship. So I feel like a lot of the fear of never ending up with your true twin has dissipated, because that was coming from a level of codependency. Okay? You told your guides that you want to be free of this man. Guides were like, we'll see, girl. Yeah, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, same here. Okay, I'm going to be 100% upfront and transparent with y'all. I did that shit too. I was like, no, fuck that. I never want to see that person again. I never want to hear from him again. And I'm sure he was saying the same thing about me. Of course he was. Of course he was. But my guides were kind of, now I look back on it and I feel like my guides were just kind of like, okay, sure. Sure. Well, here's the, okay, you got a point there, Akasha. I mean, it's not intrinsically about codependency, but I feel like it's not a codependent situation. It's about handling codependency and removing yourself from that energy and being more independent. But yes, I agree with your statement there. It's about healing. I would say the twin flame journey is about healing codependency and being more of an independent sovereign being, very Nine of Pentacles energy, and coming into union with yourself, which ultimately naturally will gravitate you, magnetize you, and gravitate you towards that true energy that mirrors this when they're in union with themselves as well. You were like that too. You were looking to cut the energy cord, but you got sick. But you heard I got sick. Okay, I get it. A soulmate will never leave spiritually and physically, even though the healing and learning lessons. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Right. Good. We're on the same page. Okay, Divine Feminine. Let's continue. I want to talk about this Nine of Cups energy for you. Yeah, clarify the Nine of Cups for the Divine Feminine here, please. What is this Nine of Cups? The Six of Swords. First and foremost, with this Six of Swords, Divine Feminine, I feel like you are ready to stop fighting against this situation. You have come out of that Five of Swords energy of combativeness, lose. I want to hurt him or her the way that they hurt me. I want to hurt them the way that they hurt me. I want to deny them the way they denied me. I want to renounce this situation the way they... That's very Five of Swords. Because even though you may have the upper hand, even though you may have technically or logically every right to be so angry and so upset, that you get really sick if you do it. Yes, okay, yes, I understand what you're saying now, Lauren. Even though you may have the upper hand, even may come out on top, even though you may be able to land a good few nicks in there and really slice them up real good, beat them up real good, you ultimately lose in the end as well. Because that's not helping you. It's not helping the situation. So I feel like with this Six of Swords energy, you have moved, Divine Feminine, from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords. You are willing to move forward here. You are willing to give the old cycle, the toxic thought process, the toxic cycle. You're willing to give it a break, give it a rest, and just let go of it and move on, move forward from it. Because you have been able to cultivate a sense of inner peace, inner tranquility. Okay, again, regardless as to what your physical reality looks like, internally there is a level of having cultivated a level of inner peace, and that is allowing you to move forward, okay? Away from the swords, away from the Five of Swords, away from the madness, away from the combativeness and all that. Clarifying this Nine of Cups here. Okay, next card you have is the Four of Wands. Excellent. And then you have, wow, okay, the Five of Cups, and then the Page of Wands. Overall energy is the Two of Cups again. Look at that, you guys. All right, so check it out. Check it out. The Four of Wands here, this is a twin flame card. Okay, this could be seen as the 11-11 energy. This is a card about union, okay, physical union. But this is reflecting your level of union that you have been able to cultivate within yourself, Divine Feminine. I'm feeling a foundation, okay? An energetic, a spiritual, creative, inspired, inspirational foundation that is allowing you to face the music, Five of Cups. That's allowing you to face the drama, the sadness, the regret, that you may have, the remorse, feeling the remorse, feeling the loss, grieving the loss, grieving what it is you went through, grieving what it is you may have done, how you may have acted, your involvement in the situation. But look at what, look, that's the thing with this Five of Cups energy, because all is not lost here. The 3 cups of toxicity have been spilled out. And what is left, what will always be left? Your divine connection with this person, the Two of Cups. And then looky here, you've got that Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, Divine Feminine. And then with that, you have the Page of Wands. This is about... I do feel like in some cases, the Page of Wands can represent a transformative energy, but it's not the process of transformation that the Page of Wands speaks to in that energy. It's who you emerge out of that transformational, even you could say transitional process, the new sense of self that you come to when you emerge from that transformation. Okay, the Page of Wands is also about sizing yourself up, discovering new things about yourself, discovering your power, learning about your power. I do feel like there is an energy right now for you, Divine Feminine, in terms of you accepting and being willing to accept more and more about this situation. You're actually developing spiritually. You're getting stronger. Your intuition may be really heightening. You may be finding a level of passion again in your life or something like that, okay? But all of this is happening. You are transforming. You are rediscovering yourself. This Page of Wands energy could even also be you looking into the twin flame situation again. But like I said, this time it's from a different perspective, a higher perspective, wiser eyes, brighter eyes more wide open, okay? Overall energy, there you go. You've got the Two of Cups. Underneath the Two of Cups is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is reversed. Look at that. Yeah. That's right, Akasha. Yes. Because if you keep running from yourself, you can't run from yourself. Yeah, exactly. So, Two of Cups, Two of Swords is reversed. Now, you guys know, if you know me, if you've been following me long enough, you've heard me say this many times, I do not like to allow my cards to live in the deck reversed. If they come out reversed, it's because of a free pull that I'm doing, and they just flip that way. But this one was in the deck reversed, and it is showing itself, and it is very, very pertinent. Because the Two of Swords could potentially, in most cases, it does represent a level of denial. And Divine Feminine, you are coming out of a level of denial in terms of this connection. Underneath this Two of Swords reversed, you've got the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Wands to the Hanged Man. Clear, cut, and concise, honest, it is what it is. This feels like that energy that you are utilizing right now to face yourself, to face elements within this situation. This is literally the energy that looks at you and says, girl, it ain't all about him. You did some pretty shitty things here too. You acted in some really fucked up ways too. You acted in some really codependent ways too. You did some toxic shit too. Right? But that is helping you get into this greater alignment. And it's all because of the change in perspective, because of the limbo that you may have been in over all this time. I love this, Divine Feminine. Finally, what we're going to look at here for you is the Fool. Clarify the Fool for the Divine Feminine, please. Clarify the Fool for the Divine Feminine. Ooh. Oh, Lord. The Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, Death. There is that transformative energy, Death. Okay. Anything else for the Fool here? Oh! And then here we have the Five of Swords. So remember, we were clarifying the Nine of Cups, and that Six of Swords came out, and I was saying this is you moving away from that Five of Swords energy. Well, here you go. There's that Five of Swords energy right there. Overall energy, clarifying the Fool here. With this... Excuse me. With this, you have the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and Death. This time of finally leaving your corporate job has felt like such a big turning point that's impacting this connection. Absolutely, 100%. That definitely makes sense. Okay, because what you're doing effectively, you woman, what you're doing in that moment by leaving that job, you are removing yourself from something that does not resonate for you. That actually creates a great level of disharmony in your life. So of course, it's going to. You pulled the Five of Swords for you. I pulled the Five of Swords for you during happy hour when you finally cut him off. Yeah. But by you removing yourself from a situation that does not resonate for you, of course, it's going to impact this situation. Why? Or this connection. Why? Because it's impacting you. It's you taking steps and taking action steps to come into closer union with yourself. Right? That is how you affect change in this dynamic when you work on you, not by focusing on the other person, not by sending them energy, not by all that bullshit. No, by you focusing on yourself, your healing. Okay? So you are in a place, Divine Feminine, of being able to take this leap of faith because Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords, you are getting real with yourself. You're facing yourself. You're facing your emotions. You're looking into that cup and gaining the truth from it, Ace of Swords. But also this Ace of Swords represents the desire for you to be honest and truthful with yourself. You are looking into this cup with the intentions of finding truth and being honest with yourself about it. And that, in turn, is creating this transformation for you. And as a result, this transformation that has you here in this Page of Wands energy of rediscovering yourself or rediscovering this connection or looking at this connection, this dynamic from a different point of view, whatever, whoop-de-whoop and all that bullshit, right? As a direct result of this transformation, Divine Feminine, that is why you can take this leap of faith. That is why you can enter back into this situation as a much more mature individual with a different perspective, with a different understanding, with different goals. At this point, it's not necessarily about really getting back with that person. It's more about stepping up, honoring your place in this situation, being, regardless as to who is in your life, okay, regardless as to whether or not you have you're in a relationship with that divine counterpart, or you're in a relationship with another loving human being. It doesn't matter. You are still fully or working on more fully embodying the reality of who the true Divine Feminine is, regardless as to whether or not her counterpart is with her at that time. I can't say that enough. That is so important here. And thus, you are escaping from or are moving away from this Five of Swords energy, this combative lose-lose energy of fighting nonstop, trying to one-up each other, trying to prove that one person is right and the other person is wrong and whatnot. It doesn't fucking matter who's right or who's wrong. Nobody's right and nobody's wrong. You know what it is? You know what we are? We are human beings with feelings, with traumas, with histories, that we are here meant to be learning and growing, experiencing, and then learning and growing from. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It doesn't matter who hurt who in what ways. What matters most is, how do we heal from it? What did we learn from it? How do we grow from it? There is a strong feeling here within your energy right now, Divine Feminine, of, and again, I can't say this enough either. There is a strong feeling within your energy of not giving a flying fuck who you ultimately pair up or partner up with. And I say that specifically because it's not about, you could end up with some Joe Schmo or Sally, Becky, or Jessica off the street. Not to say that you get what I'm saying. Or you could end up with that person, that twin flame of yours. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Because you know at this point, you're worthy of being loved anyway. You know that at this point, it doesn't fucking matter who you end up with, as long as if you do end up in a relationship with someone, as long as you're entering in the relationship into a loving situation and you guys love each other, then who the fuck cares, right? It's really not even about that physical external union anymore. It's really about this union. And whatever it takes to get there, so be it. And whatever comes out of it, if as a result of you working on this union, you end up aligning with a loving partner that is not that twin flame, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. And that's also a part of this Five of Swords energy that you are walking away from. And I will also say that this is a big part of the reason as to why I needed to stop doing readings for the Twin Flame Collective for so long, or at least so regularly, because I felt like it was enabling that attachment, that codependent energy, that energy of just latching on for dear life. No, it ain't even about that, okay? Yep. Because this wondering shit is for the birds. I know that's right, Keely. Okay, let's get a closing message for you. Closing message for the Divine Feminine at this time, please. Knight of Cups. There you go. Moving forward with an open heart and compassionately. Just being connected to love. Wanting to be of service, okay? Ooh, the King of Swords. And the Six of Pentacles. And then overall energy at the bottom of the deck, y'all can't make this stuff up. It's the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the background energy, okay? This, again, this came out for you earlier, Divine Feminine. This felt like the energy of saying, look, I did some shit too. This is that real, very real, cut to the chase, no bullshit energy of you being honest with yourself, okay? Getting real with yourself, right? And now, as a direct result of that, you have yourself moving forward with an open heart. A heart that at least, at the very least, is way more open now than it was in the past. Meaning, you are more receptive to the fact that maybe this person is coming back into your life eventually at some point, okay? Most likely it ain't gonna happen tomorrow, but you know what? That's probably okay. I'm okay with that. But I'm also okay with, says the Divine Feminine, I'm also okay with this person coming back into my life ultimately later on down the road if that's really what's meant to happen. Whereas in the past, you were like, nope, absolutely not. Never want to see that person again. I swear to God, Spirit, if you bring that person back to me, I don't know what I'll do. You're not there anymore, Divine Feminine. But with that said, you've been paying attention to your divine messages from within. You're leaving that... Your hearing, I think you meant, is that you've been married for years to the Divine Masculine, even though it isn't physical yet. Makes sense. Now, with this said, Divine Feminine, that does not mean that you don't have boundaries anymore, or that you don't have boundaries at all. Oh, no, no, no. You still very much have boundaries here. King of Swords. And this is your masculine side, right? Because everybody's got masculine and feminine. Okay, even though in this connection, one person embodies more of the feminine energy and the other person embodies more of the masculine energy. As a human being, you intrinsically have a combination of masculine and feminine with energy within you. Okay, this King of Swords is that expression of your inner masculine energy, saying, look, it is what it is. Being objective, okay? Not being Queen of Swordsy about it. No, because the Queen of Swords is an underlying energy that's keeping you real with yourself, getting you to face yourself, okay? But when it comes to the outside world, when it comes to how you move forward in terms of your heart, when it comes to you being open-hearted enough to say, all right, fine, Spirit, so if they're really supposed to come in back into my life, I guess I'm not so upset about that. With that said, if it ain't reciprocal, it ain't happening. King of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, right then and there. If it ain't reciprocal, it ain't happening. And this is you, Divine Feminine, sitting forward and saying, all right, bro, sis, let me see what you got. Are we cool? Can we be on the same page? Can we approach this situation like fucking adults? Can we agree on the fact that we both need to be in an energy of give and take? If so, then full speed ahead. If not, we ain't going nowhere. And we are going to stay right here. We're going to stay right where we are until we can get that. This is not, the King of Swords is not saying, I'm cutting your ass off. The King of Swords is saying, look, if the situation is not balanced and harmonious and reciprocal, then we have to wait until it gets there. Being willing, free, and open to do this journey again. I think that should be our title. Being willing, being open, willing, and free enough to be in this connection again. That is a really beautiful thing, Divine Feminine. And to be quite honest with you, it makes perfect sense, because we were talking about the Ten of Wands here as one of your first cards that came out in this situation. It feels like you letting go of this baggage of hating this person and desperately trying to keep their energy away from you, off of you, desperately trying to not hear the messages, not see the signs, not see the synchronicities, whatnot, whatever. By you letting go of that energy, a massive weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. And that's also a part of the reason why you're here in this Ten of Cups energy. Way more content and happy to just be. This is beautiful, Divine Feminine. I am really loving this for you, and I absolutely want to say congratulations to you, because you've earned it, you've worked hard, and you deserve the accolades here, yeah? Cool. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I really, truly hope this was helpful for you. Please don't worry if you're here live now. You are going to be able to watch this again later. I'm going to save it here on Instagram, but then I'm also going to post it onto YouTube, okay? Please make sure to smash the like button for me. Follow me here on Instagram if you're new to the channel. If you're on YouTube and you're new to the channel, definitely smash that like button and subscribe for me. If you're new to me on either platform, well, specifically, if you're new to me here on Instagram, I do have a YouTube channel called Divine Conversations. I believe the link to that is in my bio. And then if you're new to me here on YouTube, my handle, the link to my Instagram page is in the description box, but it's divine_conversations. Yes? Alrighty, guys. I love you all so very much. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I look forward to connecting with you again for our next reading very, very soon. Yes? Excellent. Mwah! Bye.